We're counting down the top 5 mysteries in the Code Geass franchise. From plot holes, unanswered questions, to abandoned plot lines, we're going to go through all of it. And by the end of this video, I'm going to reveal the #1 mystery that drives me absolutely crazy. So, buckle up for the ride. But first, Lelouch v Britannia commands you to first like and subscribe. Welcome to the Geass Network. In episode 22, the infamous blood-stained Yuffie, a new subplot was introduced, which was ultimately abandoned by the writers in Season 2. If you're a Code Geass fan, I'm sure you'll remember this. There's a particular scene in that episode where Lelouch and Yuffie are talking. This is after Zero makes a last-minute appearance at the Japanese Special Zone and asks for a private audience with Yuffie. You'll recall that it's during that scene Lelouch loses control of his Geass. At that exact moment, Suzaku, who is still waiting for Yuffie outside with everyone else, suddenly sees C2, even though she's inside the Gawain. This of course takes the immortal Codebearer by surprise. How can Suzaku be able to perceive her from outside the nightmare when no one else can? Confronted by this conundrum, C2 begins to speculate. Is this happening because of their brief contact at Narita? Or could Suzaku be? She doesn't finish her thought, as C2 tends to do. She leaves the Gawain, approaches Suzaku to ask him something. But when he tries to touch her, Suzaku is plunged into a world of endless strange and familiar visions. Then he collapses. Through the course of the original Code Geass anime, we see several instances where characters, mainly Lelouch, are fed strange flash images. This happens from episode 1 when Lulu makes his contract with C2. From the moment they touch, Lelouch is flooded with a bunch of inexplicable images. However, there is this one image that sparked the curiosity of the fanbase. This is the image I'm talking about, which looks like a bunch of children gathered somewhere with Geass symbols on their foreheads. Though this image appears a number of times in the original series, it is never further explored or explained. Considering that these kids have Geass symbols on their foreheads like C2 is quite interesting. Were these children part of a Geass Order faction? Or were they connected to the origins of Geass itself? The possibilities are endless. The series doesn't really delve into the origins of Geass either. If you have any theories regarding this image, comment down below. In the OVA series, Akito the Exiled, a being that exists outside of the world of humans, is introduced. She attempts to influence the events of the series in light of the threat Shin Hyuga poses to the world. The series also seemed to hint at this mysterious being, and whatever race she belonged to, as being the originators of Geass. Honestly, her appearances in the OVA series raise more questions than answers. And I suspect that was intentional on the part of the writers. But I am curious, are they gods of some sorts that control the ancient power of Geass? Or maybe there might be a super advanced extraterrestrial race that discovered this power, and now monitor who gets bestowed with this power. Please share your theories too. Maybe you know something I don't. Again, in the OVA series, another mystery is revealed. During one of Shin's flashbacks, it is shown how he got his Geass power. As a child, a strange floating skull appeared before him, and offered the bloodied boy the power of the king. This, to me, was the most interesting mystery Akito the Exiled introduced. The series is not subtle at all about the skull's intentions. From its ominous cackle before appearing in front of Shin,
Tell me, young one.
to what the skull tells Shin just before giving him the power of Geass. All that hate this world shall inherit my power, it proclaims. So it's made quite obvious that this being is definitely a force of evil. But nothing beyond that is revealed. I've heard some fans speculate that this skull might be the main antagonist of the Code Geass franchise. The true enemy Lelouch will have to defeat to truly realize the Zero Requiem, the final boss of Code Geass. Another thing to consider would have to be the other mysterious being we discussed earlier. It surely can't be a coincidence that both her and the skull debuted in the same series. Could there be some connection there? In the 2019 film, Lelouch of the Resurrection, we see Lelouch come back from the dead. This is thanks to the code he received from his father, Charles, before he died. However, the transference isn't fully completed, hence why we see Lelouch stuck in limbo at the beginning of the film. Now, because of this failed transference, Lelouch is able to both keep and use the power of his Geass. Obviously, this goes against what had been previously established in the original series. Code-bearers generally aren't supposed to be able to use their Geass power, but with the Resurrection film this was slightly retconned. And interestingly, Lulu isn't the only character revealed to have that type of corrupted code. The movie's main antagonist, Princess Shamna, is also a code-bearer that can use her power as well. This new addition to the lore isn't explained well in the movie, and its long-term implications, particularly for Lelouch, are left vague. Lelouch could be immortal or he might be not. The film never really gave a definitive answer to such questions. At least that's how it felt to me. If there's any further explanation about this in the manga or picture dramas, please let me know down below. Okay, that was it. If you have mysteries in the Code Geass franchise I didn't cover, go down to the comments section. Until next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.